mystery writers. Welcome to Write a Killer Mystery, where we talk about making a good mystery great. And today we're going to talk about moral choices and deepening your story. But first, I want to thank my patrons for their support. It means so much. It keeps these videos coming and supports what I do as a writer. And there's a link below if you would like to support Write a Killer Mystery. Okay, so moral choices. Writing genre fiction like mysteries, you strive to meet the genre expectations. You have a detective, a crime, multiple suspects, a villain, a discovery journey, false clues, and while you work to fill in all the genre requirements, you lose depth. You can lose depth. You're following your plot, and you have all the tropes, but your story might feel flat. And while you're busy giving your detective clues to follow and suspects to interview, you may be missing giving them difficult choices. And all the plot elements are there, but you're not challenging your character with moral choices. So, to overcome that, you give your character dilemmas where they must make a choice. So you have to start out by knowing your character's priorities. Walter Mosley, in his book, The Year You Write Your Novel, said, "Plot is the structure of revelation." And for a writer, that means you must have something to reveal. Now, in mysteries, we know we're going to reveal the villain. We want to reveal more. We want to reveal more about the character. So give your character a belief system and an internal moral code so you can reveal it as the story unfolds. And then challenge those beliefs and that moral code. So your detective must make a choice. When characters make a tough choice, you engage your readers. You deepen their understanding of the character and create empathy. And that's part of what keeps your mystery readers reading. What happens is the reader in their head will wonder what they would do faced with a similar choice. So a character without convictions and attitude is one who's hard for readers to cheer on and easy to forget. So create situations where your character must make a choice that challenges their moral code. So let's look at a few ways you can do that. One is like conflicting desires. You place a character with two equally strong convictions in a situation where they must choose between the two. And you look for ways, choosing between the two of them, create something they don't want to do. So, for example, Walter Mosley again with Easy Rollins is forced into something he doesn't want to do every time his friend Mouse shows up. Mouse is a really bad dude, and he puts Easy in these conflicting situations, and he has to choose between his loyalty and love for his friend and protecting himself and his friends. So author Stephen James suggests an exercise for discovering your character's inner demons. He says, brainstorm a list of at least 10 inner demons your hero has to fight. Get creative, go 10, and then choose the best one. And work that demon into your hero's backstory and show how it's affecting him in the present and could hinder him even further in the future, and give him actions that demonstrate that flaw. So sometimes a character's inner convictions are at odds with the world around him, the system that he lives in. It's often true for a detective who has an inner moral code, and then their police procedures, there's a definite conflict. So then you want to test those convictions. So don't make it easy for your characters. I think you've heard this before, but this is one way you can do it. You want to test them. You may care about your character, but plunge them into trouble. Test those convictions. Threaten your character to go against his convictions. Will they go against a belief in order to get out of a tough situation? And if they can make money without consequences, even if it contradicts a belief, will they take the money? Is it really easy money if it contradicts their belief? So for instance, in Adrian McKinty's Killian in Falling Glass has multiple choices to get out of financial trouble, but each opportunity offers a moral challenge. When we see him at the beginning of the story, Falling Glass, he's got some financial troubles and he would certainly like to get out of them. So push your character to struggle with their beliefs and think of a way to challenge one of your character's strongest convictions, and then think of something else equally bad, and then force them to make a choice between the two. Like, whatever choice he makes, it's going to be bad. And then push a little further and push your character into a corner. So that way your character has to act, and there's only one discernible way out, but it contradicts a strong conviction. So look at those two conflicting beliefs that you just thought of before, and then raise the stakes in this story. This dilemma works well as you head into conflict and raising the stakes toward the end of Act 3 and a 4-act structure, just where where you want to really push them into that corner. So, as I mentioned before, you can push his loyalty to his law enforcement organization and his moral belief. And he wants to keep his job, but it means losing his wife or his girlfriend. Which choice does he make? So one of the ways you can get to this is to ask what-if questions as you work through the dilemma. The higher the stakes for the decision, the sharper the dramatic tension and the greater your reader's emotional engagement. Every time you push your character into making a choice, your reader is like right there with them. What would I do? They're rooting for them. They understand that your character has a moral conviction, and now that conviction is challenged. So delve into the gray areas. If neither choice is good, how does your character make a choice? And does the end justify the means? And what will your character sacrifice for a choice? And when is doing the right thing wrong? So these are ways you can put your character into those dilemmas where they have to make a moral choice. For instance, Joe Nesbo creates moral choices for Harry Holt, pitting his obsessive drive and sometimes illegal choices against the law itself and his love for his family. And Michael Connelly puts Harry Bosch and his belief everybody counts or nobody counts against police procedure and the law. So these are just examples of how you can push that character and give them really tough choices. And these characters that I've mentioned are all very memorable characters, and they're memorable because the reader cares about these choices and applauds their decision. So when you come up with moral choices for your characters, you're really making your story stronger. You're giving a lot of power. When you give them that belief system and test their actions against their convictions, you heighten the tension, and you supply your reader with a look at the character's belief system and show how the character operates in their world. And as you're doing this, you're creating empathy and tension, and there are two strong pulls to reader engagement. So create the puzzle, solve the mystery, and along the way, give your character some very, very tough choices. Okay, that's it. I hope that helps. It helps you develop your character and develop your story. Fit your character into the plot, the mystery plot, and at the same time create a definite connection with the reader for your character. Okay, all of these series, the Write a Killer Mystery series, are connected to an online course for beginning writers called Write a Killer Mystery. And that course walks you step by step by step to creating a mystery. There's lots of how to write a novel out there. Man, the world is flooded with that. But they often overlook all the tropes and the ways that the mystery genre has special demands for the readers. Write a Killer Mystery is a course focused on writing a mystery novel. There's a link in the description below if you'd like to find out more about the course. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and meanwhile, keep writing.